Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So this week, Orphan Black went a little No Country for Old Men. Mrs. S is not to be trusted, and we got a whole bunch of new information about what the Proletheans are up to. Things are not looking very good for Helena either. If you're finding me for the first time, I'm just doing weekly videos for each new episode of Orphan Black Season 2. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and please ask me as many questions as you can think about, because sometimes it is so hard to follow, but that is actually one of the things that I really like about it. It makes it so much more fun to talk about. So careful for spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet, but let's start with top 5 moments and then I'll do my review. Trust me, I have as many questions as you do. So here we go. Number 5, Cosima gets her new lab. Of all the clones right now, I feel like Cosima is doing the best job of being a spy, or a double agent, however you want to think about it. Allison is just starting to deal with the Monitor Donnie's situation, but I think that will mostly be a relationship comedy. I always get really excited for Cosima lab scenes because that's where we get a lot of clone facts. Like being fertile, or not being fertile, as is the case with everyone except for Sarah. Did anyone see how much that upset Rachel whenever they talked about that? I can't wait to learn more of her backstory, and it looks like she'll be working with Cosima and Delphine, so I'm predicting their lab scenes in the next couple of episodes will actually be my favorites, even if they don't drop a lot of WTFs. I also thought it was really strange that Rachel did not know that Cosima is a lesbian, but let me know in the comments below, what is the most interesting thing about her? Number 4, Donnie is the Monitor. I'm calling it now, this is going to be one of the most fun things about Season 2. But Christian Brun, the actor, had this interview that they played during one of the ads, and he talked about how much fun it was to play Donnie as this silly husband character, and it was a big plus for us as the audience that we were getting to watch him do all this funny Monitor stuff now, but not so much for Donnie himself. It kind of looks like Allison's probably going to end up stabbing him a few times. It seems like their plot is going to be this funny Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing, you know, where it's like two secret agents trying to get each other that don't know that the other person knows that they know. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen to Allison now that Felix has bailed on her. It looks like she's getting really isolated, and I think she's going to end up doing some crazy stuff. Like she'll slowly lose her mind, snap, and do some Helena level damage after a few, shopping trips. Remember, she's the clone with the access to all the drugs and all the weapons. I don't think it's going to be too long before we see some fireworks go off, because in the teaser for the next episode, she's drinking a lot. Number 3, Orphan Black Road Trip. So not only is Felix bailing on Allison, but Sarah and Kira can't trust Mrs. S, and the Proletheans are involved now too. So it's like all the clones are slowly being separated, like Clone Club is going to be on hiatus temporarily. Based on the teaser for episode 3, it looks like Sarah's taking them to Cal's house. The idea of the Proletheans being sciencey but old-timey without a lot of tech kind of fits thematically with Cal's character, so I like that. I feel like as Sarah deals with Project Lita and Mrs. S, she's going to be camping a lot in the woods for at least a few episodes. The Cal stuff is going to be a little bit strange because the actor who plays him also plays Dario on Game of Thrones, and that airs like literally the next day, so they're so close together it gets a little bit confusing in the fandom part of my brain. But the actor is great, so it's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm going to have to start making charts to keep track of everyone. Number 2, Mrs. S and the Birdwatchers. I love how much of a badass she was in this episode, but I'm guessing that based on the Proletheans' involvement, the Birdwatchers aren't going to continue to be a big threat. I do kind of wonder how the Proletheans found out that the Birdwatchers had Kira. I mean, someone would have had to told them about that. I do think Mrs. S was being truthful when she said she's always been on their side. Big asterisk being, though, that she's not saying which faction she really belongs to, if it's not the Birdwatchers. It seems like she grew up with them, but because they double-crossed her, I'm calling her like her own rogue faction right now. Somewhere between the Neolutionists and the Proletheans, who also kind of saw the parallel between young Mrs. S running guns and Sarah selling drugs to earn money. I think the big takeaway from all that Mrs. S stuff is that now we know there are people in London that have answers about what's going on with Kira's biology. It is strange to think that we went from having 2 big factions to 4 or more in the span of a few minutes. I'll say it again, I definitely feel like we need to start keeping a flowchart to keep track of everyone this season. Somebody feel free to post a link in the comments if you're actually doing that on Tumblr right now. And my number 1 moment, the Proletheans are going to try to breed Helena. Hands down, creepiest moment in the episode. They did not explicitly say it, but during that whole No Country for Old Men murder, all that talk about Helena conceiving kind of foreshadowed their creepy Cylon plan to breed her. Seriously, if you didn't see it, there was actually an episode of Battlestar Galactica where Starbuck gets captured by a Cylon doctor that tries to turn her into this creepy baby machine. It puts Helena in this really interesting place this season. I think she's actually going to end up being one of my favorite clones. Because she is super crazy, and yeah, she killed a ton of people, including her own clones, but now she's being subjected to this really awful, creepy cult, so I feel like we're going to wind up empathizing with her. But let me know if you agree. This is actually a pretty big question because Helena has been a pretty big villain. Do you think that we're going to wind up sympathizing with her because she's a victim now of these crazy Proletheans? And be sure to let me know, what is your biggest question after this episode? Personally, I'm really wondering who those people in London are. One of my favorite moments that didn't necessarily make my top 5 was Allison's song, Blood Buddies. Let's actually hope that makes it onto the DVD. Don't you feel like if Allison does not get to perform that play, full on this season, they should at least release it as a bonus feature? That would just be amazing. Overall, I gave the episode a B. I really enjoyed it, not quite as much as the premiere, but I felt like the pacing was a little bit uneven, especially with everyone kind of scattering to the 4 winds. Sometimes it can get a little confusing, when the different clones switch the energy that they bring to each scene. Like, Allison is normally meant to be the comedian, and Cosima is like the rational brain of the group, so whenever Cosima starts being funny in a scene next to an Allison funny scene, it throws me off just a little bit. And it kind of seems like that's where the show is taking them, at least in the next couple of episodes. Clone Club did get a whole bunch of new phones though, so expect a whole lot more conference calls, because they're not going to be in physical proximity for a while. And based on what Mrs. S was saying, eventually Sarah's going to have to go to London, or they're going to have to bring someone from London to her. Let me know if you agree though. Do you think that Sarah is going to travel to London to learn more about Kira? Or do you think that Mrs. S is going to bring someone from London to Sarah? It's like that old saying, bring Muhammad to the mountain or bring the mountain to Muhammad. I guess we just don't know what the mountain is in this case right now. So next week I'll post my episode 3 video after the episode airs. Be sure to subscribe to get it. And don't forget, new Game of Thrones tomorrow. So a whole lot of Dario gonna be happening this season. It'll be funny. Right now, click here to get my episode 1 video, and click here to catch up on Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.